I would speak, but then my mum would come in at the end and she would tell her version because she's like, this girl's downplaying it. She's like, you don't know, even till now, it sounds like, yeah, it's like I'm smiling saying it. She's like, you don't know how bad it was, especially in a parent's point of view. She had to deal with, imagine seeing your child not being like cradled in fetal position, not being able to like move for like days in their bed, screaming, crying, and like you can't do anything about it. You're forced to push yourself beyond your boundaries because if say when I stayed, like my condition was so bad I couldn't leave the house, I had to miss out on all this stuff, all this fun stuff. Like my childhood was kind of chopped, you know what I mean, robbed off me in a way. I think it made me more determined and to do what I want to do. I didn't let anything stop me. So anything I wanted to do, I would do it.
Veronica.
David.
AKA Salma. Aunty Salma.
No, it's not AKA Aunty Salma. She's her own character. She's her own person.
Okay. Now where's Aunty Salma from?
Where is she from? She's from the Middle East.
Middle East. Do you have like a specific location?
No.
Like she
has, because once I put a specific location, then I lose some people. You got to make it as broad as possible.
So would you say that the stereotypes, Aunty Salma,
yes,
the way she is, the way she exudes herself,
yes,
is all of Middle East?
Oh, not all. But you're trying to get me cancelled here. Majority.
Okay. And you've seen like, because I grew up Lebanese in the Middle Eastern culture,
yeah,
and around a lot of Middle Eastern people. I'm actually born in Lebanon, so
you were born in Lebanon?
Yeah.
Ah.
So like that is very real, and I look at it, I'm like, this is perfect. This is like such a good representation.
No, I know it's spot on.
Oh, 100%.
And I fully know this, and a lot of cultures can relate, but like you'll get cancelled. Well, if I say that, so I just say Middle East.
Just Middle East.
Yeah.
Okay. And at what age did you start to realize that okay, there are some similarities here?
At what age?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. Like 10, 12?
10, 12. When you started to like have a brain?
Yeah.
And it's Aunty Salma. Why did you call her Aunty Salma?
I love how this is the first thing that we start with. Aunty Salma, that's it.
I need to know.
So before she became a thing, I did like a few videos just having fun, like as the character. And I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And someone was like, I named this character Salma. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, I should make it a character. And then, yeah, that's just kind of how it happened. There was no big story behind it. Sorry, that.
I was really expecting something, but you know.
That's it.
Salma. Okay. And so that came from, and all those stereotypes came from you actually being an Arab yourself.
Yeah.
What Arab?
And just being in the community, like all the people around me, family, friends, and just, yeah, like growing up.
The Shab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay. And what nationality?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm Egyptian, Syrian.
Egyptian and Syrian.
Yeah.
And there's, I'm assuming obviously there's similarities. Who's Egyptian, who's Syrian?
My mum is Syrian, Sudanese. My dad is Egyptian.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you were born?
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
So you saw all this, like you looked at it from an observative standpoint, like this is what's happening.
Yes. Kind of yeah.
Okay. Have you inherited any of Aunty Salma's qualities?
I'm so scared that I'm gonna become her. You know when you act like something so much that you turn into that person?
Yeah. When it happens,
God help my kids.
All right. How was growing up? Like, I actually want to know. Like, take me from childhood, high school, you know, kind of primary situation. How was growing up as a Middle Eastern?
Well, it's my norm.
It's your norm.
So, like, to me, it's like normal, just like normal. I don't know, just normal upbringing, like strict parents.
Okay.
You know, study, go HSC, uni, job,
and then
failure in social media. They saw money coming in, now I'm doing good.
Yeah. It's a good story. What do you think is different?
Yeah.
When you were, especially, let's just talk about primary, when you went with the kids up until you're 6.
Yeah.
What do you think was different about your upbringing and the upbringing of people around you? Like, what did you notice?
I actually used to get made fun of a lot because I would say, in terms of, I used to pronounce words differently because my family would, like, certain areas or certain things, they would say it with an accent. So then I would say it with an accent at school thinking it's normal. And then they'd be like, what are you saying? I'm like, what do you mean? Like this.
Yeah.
They were like, that's not even how you say it. I'm like, no, that's how you say it. Like, that's how my parents say it.
Right. Like Tupperware?
Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you say it with your own accent thinking it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got made fun of just for that?
Oh, like no, I wasn't like bullied for it, but like, you know, yeah.
I did a bit of research and we're gonna have
Yeah.
I realized you had colitis and it's an inflammatory bowel disease.
Yeah.
Was that happened around 8 years old?
About that, yeah. So I have Crohn's. I started off. Do you know what colitis is? Or was that?
If it's a bowel disease.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two forms. There's colitis and Crohn's. I originally started off with colitis, and then I transitioned into the other condition, Crohn's. But yeah, I've had it for like over 16 years, and I think I only started talking about it on social media now, like this year, when it was like IBD World Day or whatever, IBD Day. I was like, okay, let's talk about it. Like I have a platform. So I don't know. I always just kept it to myself because I didn't want it to like, I don't want people to look at me and be like, it's affecting her life or like anything I do, it's because of this, if that makes sense. But then I thought, you have a following and I know a lot of people are like scared and like embarrassed to say that they have it. So maybe I would make them feel more comfortable. If I say I have it, then they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Like someone I follow has something like me. Like there's no need to be ashamed of it.
With the bowel disease, it is a big part of your life.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's like just something you can.
No, it is. Yeah.
And so you lived with it for quite a large amount. Was that basically the majority of your schooling life?
Yes. Yeah.
It was.
It really affected me growing up, like a lot. Like it was actually a massive part of my life. It changed my family's life. It changed my life. We had to move things around, not go on holidays, change my schooling ways. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. But it's something I've never actually told anyone because then they look at you, they're like, oh, like poor you, like, oh, like this happened. I'm like, no, don't treat me like that. No, it's not poor me. Like I feel that if you talk about it, it makes you vulnerable. People see you as like weak.
But when you were going through it, it was difficult.
Yeah, it was difficult.
In what ways?
Well, for primary, I spent a lot of time in hospital. Like I did schooling in hospital. And then in high school, I was just very bad for maybe the first 4 years. So like I wouldn't be able to go to school as much and like I would have to miss out on like excursions, camps and all this stuff. Like what triggers me, like my Crohn's, is if I get too anxious or if I get too excited. So as soon as I get too excited for something, that's it, I'm sick. My mom's always like to, she's like, don't get excited because you know what happens to you. Because I don't know what it is in your body. Like it. Yeah,
but you're a very exciting person now. Like,
I'm just very hyperactive.
Yeah.
So I think I just always trigger myself. I would never overcome this.
Which is good because now you don't have it, right?
No, I will always have it. It's just a matter of like maintaining it. Like it's stable now.
Okay.
It's like I'm just on meds for the rest of my life.
And now it's working. It's not flaring up.
No.
Okay.
No. So thank God. Yeah.
So, but the majority of your schooling life was doing that. Okay.
And it's hard because like obviously I growing up, I didn't show people that I had it. I didn't show them that I was going through anything because I didn't want that pittiness. You know what I mean? So people, like when I would tell them, I would downplay it a lot. So no one knew like how extreme it was. I would tell them like, yeah, like I just have stomach issues, like whatever. But like at home, I'm like screaming and crying and like rush to hospital and like no one sees that side of it.
How much time did you spend in hospital?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. I was always in and out. I was always like, they were experimenting with medications and like I was on steroids for like a majority of, the gains. No, but I was like, when you're younger, I was literally just getting big because I wasn't like exercising. I was just like retaining all the water and all this. And I was like a chubby little girl and like no one knew why because I was always like into health and fitness and stuff like that. But then I have steroids to make me like the way I was. So I was like, I don't know, it was hard. But then as soon as I got off it, I lost weight so quickly. And then everyone's like, you're so lucky you lose weight so quickly. I was like, you don't know why.
Why, Twitch? Yeah. But like that was young though. Like you were doing that all
During,
developing.
yeah, and in uni as well.
Okay.
So it went for like many years of my life.
Yeah. How did your parents take that?
It was a big shift in their life because they would have to take on, they would have to like learn about this whole new disease that their kid has, you know what I mean? And that's a big thing when you don't know a disease that you now have to look after your child with it. You have to, I don't know, make sure they're taking their medicines. You have to make sure that the doctors are doing it right, take them to their appointments, all this sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And also financially it took a toll. I was a very expensive child for that reason, in and out of hospital, all these medications, all this sort of stuff. Like, I don't know. That's a question you'd have to ask my parents. I think they would explain it a lot more from their point of view. Like I went to talks. I used to be a speaker for Crohn's and colitis to younger kids and like show them like, you know, it's okay if you have it and like talk about it and like normalize it. I would speak, but then my mum would come in at the end and she would tell her version because she's like, this girl's downplaying it. She's like, you don't know, even till now, it sounds like, yeah, it's like I'm smiling saying it. She's like, you don't know how bad it was, especially in a parent's point of view. She had to deal with, imagine seeing your child not being like cradled in fetal position, not being able to like move for like days in their bed, screaming, crying, and like you can't do anything about it. Like that's her side of the story that I won't be able to know what it felt like for her, for them watching me go through that.
But if you were going through that and on a constant, then wasn't that the norm?
It was the norm, yeah.
It was.
Like it was, see, that's the thing, it was the norm. So to me, it was bad, but it's not as bad as other people from outside would see it. Like my aunties and stuff who would have to take shifts at the hospital and look after me because I was young, like they would tell me stories. They'll be like, this is how bad you were. But obviously because you're going through it, you think it's normal. But to normal people that are looking at you, that is not normal. Like you're suffering.
Yeah. I'd hope not.
But anyway, here we are.
Here we are. And you've downplayed
your disease doesn't define you.
Definitely doesn't. How do you think that experience, like getting to that point where up until primary high school actually shaped you as a person?
Well, you're forced to push yourself beyond your boundaries because if say when I stayed, like my condition was so bad, I couldn't leave the house. I had to miss out on all this stuff, all this fun stuff. Like my childhood was kind of chopped, you know what I mean? Robbed off me in a way. I think it made me more determined and to do what I want to do. I didn't let anything stop me. So anything I wanted to do, I would do it. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, like I have stomach pains, I can't do this. Like, oh, I can't do that. No, like I've been through so much when I was younger that now, like I don't care. I'm doing anything I want to do. Like because I know what it feels like to not be able to leave the house and do things that I wanted. So now any opportunity I get, I'm out.
Just going for it.
Do it.
Yeah. Does that come naturally to you where because of all those years of you being unable, now that you are able, you just take it, just do it?
I think I'm just hungry for what I want in life. I don't know. I love what I do when I have like my goals.
Yeah.
So that's also like another thing. If anything, I'm like putting myself back into my old ways and like almost on the verge of flaring up because I don't look after my health. I push myself so much now that I'm like, oh, my health is fine. Like, who cares? Like, don't worry. Like, I'm not flaring up. It's fine. So I neglect it. I am not a good adult.
Okay. Now you made me a little bit concerned. Are you facing any of that now? Is it completely gone? In terms of like any symptoms? No,
it's not completely gone, but I'm on medication to like stabilize it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm imagining a young woman who's grown up and developed with this condition.
Mm-hmm.
How does that translate into Middle Eastern stereotypes?
I don't know. I never thought of it like that.
Really?
No.
All right.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, where's that arc where you're alone, you're struggling with that, you're in the hospital all the time, and then you find media, you find your passion, and then you start doing this?
Oh, no, I've always been into filming since year 7, since I like was allowed to like, you know, watch YouTube. I was like, I want to one day be one of those people, like all the YouTubers that I watch. And I said, I am going to be that person one day. I'm going to be that girl that, you know, gets all the brand deals. And I say like, oh, like this is my discount code. Like I always everyone used to joke around pretending to like have a YouTube channel back in the days. They were like, they'll put their phone down and be like, hey guys, so now I'm doing my makeup. You know, back in the days, everyone did it. And now I'm just living my dream of what I wanted to do that I never knew I would be able to achieve.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you've always wanted to do this.
Yeah. I've tried it on so many different platforms. Like I've tried to make it, like have that breakthrough on YouTube, on Snapchat, on Facebook. Like I've been trying for years. People think it just happened like 2 years ago. They're like, oh, you're so lucky you just blew up. I'm like, bro, you don't know how many years I've been trying. I've tried so many different concepts as well. And like, yeah.
It's like, did you see those 10 years, that decade you were trying?
I didn't see it, but I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I knew. Like I didn't stop. I kept going. I kept going for my 10 viewers that kept consistently watching me. I was like, you watch one day, guys. I'm going to get you a discount. Just wait. Just wait.
All paid up. Okay. So this decade that you basically spent trying to make it.
Yeah.
And it eventually took you here.
Yeah.
What do you think this is? This part of your life is? What do you think this part of your life is? And where do you think it's going to take you?
This part of my life. This is the part of my life where now I officially get to, I think I've established myself as like a public figure. Now I'm like kind of experimenting with what content makes me happy to push out every single day. Like what I love to do, what I want to like invest in for future videos, what I want to, I don't know, where do I want to take myself? And it always changes, to be honest. Like one day I'll be like, oh, I want to go on stage and like talk to an audience, or maybe like I want to educate people about social media. Maybe I want to be funny and do this. Like, I don't know, just always changes with the opportunities that get thrown at you.
Yeah, I love it whenever I get into a situation where there's like a million things happening.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest skill that I need to learn is saying no.
I can't.
Interestingly.
I can't say no. I say yes to everything. This is why I'm going to get my Crohn's back. Yep. Like, I can't say no. I want to do everything. I don't know how people do, like, they'll be like, oh, what's your 5-year plan? Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to have an event in 3 years? And I'm like, 3 years? If I don't do it in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to get over it. I'm like, what do you mean? I can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't plan ahead.
Does that come from all the, like, I need to get everything all my dreams sorted?
Not your dreams sorted. I just get too excited. Okay. If something takes too long, why is it taking too long? Why are you being slow? Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just do it now.
Oh, I wish everything worked like that. Okay.
But not that okay, in saying that, not everything like goes to plan, and like it might be a failure, but like at least it failed now, not in like next year.
So fail fast, keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Social media is fast. Everything is happening fast. People say like, oh, this has been in the work for months. Like, oof, how did you not talk about it for months? Like, what do you mean?
So you think
I would have gotten over it.
Yeah. Okay. So how long does it take for you to think about something and it be done?
Like if I really want to do it, a few weeks.
Okay.
I'll get it done in a few weeks because I'll be very fixated on it. I'm someone, if I have an idea, I will spend the next like 2-3 weeks solid just on that thing.
Okay.
I love to just go out in a big bang.
Yeah. Show it out. Social Fest. Talk about big bangs.
Oh my God, you've done your research?
You have?
I love this.
Tell me about it.
Oh my God, I should have like fixed up the website or something. Didn't know you were going to mention it. Yeah, okay. The Social Fest. So that's an event that we have coming up in February. So that's the creators event that we were talking about. The whole podcast thing. Nothing. So it's me and my creative friend. Danny, his background is doing videography, photography, and my background is obviously like the social media stuff. So when I met him, through him filming my event. That's where I met him for the first time. Right. And I was like, okay, damn, like this guy just knows what I want. And that's exactly what I wanted to be able to work with someone and click with someone. I think you need to be obviously similar, but you need to have your own skill sets so you don't clash. That's how it's going to work. You know what I mean? No one's overriding the other person. And the way we just worked well, I was like, okay, this guy's going to I don't know what we're going to do in the future, but we're going to make something happen. Like I was into events as well. He knew events. I was like, okay. And then I don't know, like I just always wanted to host events. So, and he said he wanted to do it as well.
Right.
I was like, all right, let's start something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, so I went all the way down to the end of your Instagram.
I love this. I love this because I'm usually on the other side where I'm like, I've stalked you.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
And you've actually done other things. Like you've attempted to always combine people. It's like you want to collaborate.
Do you hear how he said attempted? Like he's literally saying you failed. You've attempted.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, you're the person who initiates it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
It's COVID. I want to combine some people. What's next?
You know why I love to do it? Because it's so much work that other people won't do it.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I don't care to share my plans with people and tell people what I'm doing. Because I'm like, I know people will not do it. Like people are lazy. As soon as they see like it takes too much effort, they're like, nah, sack it. True. So, there's only a few people that will really like persevere through like obstacles. Yeah.
So that's your thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it. And I'm so proud of it. Because people give up quickly. Yeah. Bro, it took me 10 years to finally get here.
That kind of goes against your I want it now kind of mentality, but
of what?
Your I want it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want everything now.
Yes.
But you're willing to put the effort in.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to put in effort to make it work. Not everything's going to come too easy. And I feel like to stay relevant and do things differently, like a bunch of people are doing the same stuff now. It's so saturated on social media. So it's really hard to stand out. And it's so easy to get viral videos, but to be consistently viral and to maintain like, I guess, that relevancy is not easy. People forget about you the next day. You're not that important. I keep saying that. I feel so bad. I'm like, true.
Yeah. No, I think that's an important lesson. I think when I used to be in my head, I used to think that I was the center of the universe. And at that point, my mental health was at its worst. Yeah. And then when I started to realize that I wasn't that important.
Maybe it's just the Lebo ego. There we go. Podcast cancelled. Veronica B calls. Yeah.
As a Lebo, I feel very...
Yeah.
You know, it's a big thing though. Like, I think a lot of people, and in our work, we know it's just... We can just tell if someone's in their own head, they think they haven't got enough exposure that, okay, there's people outside of me. You know, there's a world outside of me. There's like, if someone sends hate my way, it's actually them. It's not me type of thing. It actually makes a big difference on what they think, on how they are.
And I think like people, especially now on social media, I'll talk about that since that's what I know most about. It's very easy for people to stop feeling humble from where, like, as soon as they gain the followers, gain views, gain that clout, you see people start to change. And like, I think as soon as someone changes and they're not humble about like their beginnings of like how they started, that's when kind of it goes downhill for them. They have too much of an ego that it's like a barrier to going forward.
That's huge. Because I've actually seen that in person. Like people, I've followed someone for a while. Yeah. They get to 100, 200,000 followers. And then all of a sudden they just hit a plateau. They stop doing everything.
They just think like, oh, I've got the name now. I've got the followers now. Like, that's it.
Yeah. How'd that feel for you when you started getting followers finally?
To be honest, didn't even think I was going to get like 10K. Like I think I released merch at 50,000 followers. Like if someone released merch at 50,000 followers now, you'd be like, what on earth are you doing? Yeah. Like I couldn't believe that I did it. A lot of people told me not to do it, but I was like, no, like the fact that people told me not to do it, I wanted to do it more. Yeah. And also I was excited. Obviously like that's huge. When I reached 10,000, I was like, that's 10,000 people. That's a lot of people. And it just kept growing and growing. And I think I just got more and more excited. And you know, people say like, oh, like, what's your goal? Do you want to get to 1 million followers? Do you want to get to this? And when I hit 500K, people were like, how does it feel? Like, I don't know, it feels the same as just like your goal is always going to, as soon as you reach it, you just keep putting the numbers high of what you want to reach. Like, I'm not like 500, yes, that's it. We're done. Like, you're never going to be done. I don't know.
Okay. So first of all, how fast did you get those followers?
3 years. I don't know, I started in COVID 2020.
How consistent were you getting the followers?
How consistent? Well, it goes in wavelengths. Like you'll go through a period where you're getting like heaps and then Like it doesn't move and then you just boost again.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically gradually in waves.
Yeah.
So you realize through those different seasons that it just doesn't matter and you just keep going.
Yeah, you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
And like there'll be times where you won't be getting many views or like your followers won't go up and then you get really disheartened. Like I would look at my stuff and I'd be like, oh my God, like maybe people don't like my things anymore. Like maybe I'm not funny anymore. Like maybe people don't care about me anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, no, I have to get a different job. I'm like, oh my God, now I have to fix my resume. I have to apply for things. But then I don't know. You just keep doing it and
that's the whole point. Like I love that aspect of it, of doing something on my own, where it's all on me. And if it does fail, I do have those thoughts. It's like, oh shit, I gotta.
It's scary because you build up this whole thing for yourself and it's like you don't have a plan. I don't like plan Bs. If you have a plan B, that means you have a feeling that like plan A might fail. And that scares me because then you're like, oh, you're a bit hesitant to take risks in plan A. You know what I mean? So I don't have a plan B. So plan A better work. You know what I mean? Like we're going to make it work. There is no going back to working for someone. I can't do it. You know how they say like once you start working for someone, so once you start working for yourself, you never want to go back.
Yeah.
I never knew what it felt like until I did it myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any bad experiences working under other people?
No, but it's just a whole nother world when you work for yourself. You're on your own time frame. Like it's so flexible. Like, but then again, like, you know, there's a lot of cons.
Yeah.
You know, you're running your own business and you don't know what the F you're doing. Like, I'm still learning everything.
Yeah. But you like that hard, like that choosing that hard, you like it. You like the difficulty of businesses.
I don't like the difficulty of businesses, no. I wish it wasn't that difficult, but like I think because I know what I want and I want to reach this stage and I'm only going to get there doing it for myself.
Okay. What is that stage? Do you have a specific goal in mind?
I don't know. It keeps changing.
Okay.
I'm just doing everything now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it like more of you enjoy the process? You like actually making the videos?
I love making videos. I love making videos. And honestly, what pushes me is when people come up to me and they tell me that they love watching my videos. I have so many people you don't understand that come up to me. So many parents actually. So many parents come up to me with emotions of like sadness and like really like they'll come up to me and hug me or like cry and tell me like I've helped them through this, I've helped them through a divorce, I've helped them through that. And I'm like, whoa, like, whoa. Like I didn't know I don't know this. I sit in my room and I make videos. I don't know how I make people feel. You know what I mean? So when you see it in person, I'm like, damn, like my stuff is actually, I don't know, like it's kind of like when you watch your YouTubers or you watch the people you watch and like they make your day better. Like I'm that for people. That's so cool.
How cool.
Yeah.
Do you watch your own stuff?
Are you serious? I watch my stuff on repeat.
Yeah.
My For You page is me. I said Levos have an ego. I'm so narcissistic. Don't worry. I watch my videos on repeat and I smile.
So you make your own day?
I make my own day. I look at myself. I actually got caught once. I was at the train station and every time I post a video, I'm my first like. I like it straight away. You know, someone's got to get it going. Someone's got to start it off. I was at the train station and I was watching my video on repeat, smiling. And this lady was walking by me and she looked at me and she saw me smiling. So I smiled back. But then she looked at my phone and then looked at me. And I was like, oh my God, she's watching me watch my own self.
How was that?
I mean, I did feel the narcissism and I turned off my phone.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? Continue to watch myself? Do you like watching yourself?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I'm a lebo, but not to put any stereotypes. Okay, about like, you know, ego and all that stuff. What does clout chaser mean? Hashtag clout chaser. Like, I need to know.
Hashtag clout chaser was my first merch that I released.
Okay.
Yeah, I chase clout just like anyone does. Like you chase the views, you chase I don't know what's popping, what's relevant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Has that been your motto?
I think there is a bad stigma, a negative stigma towards clout chasing. People are like, oh, you're such a clout chaser. Oh, you're such a clout chaser. Obviously you are. Like, you don't post for no one to watch. Obviously everyone posts videos so they can get the likes, they can get the shares, they can, what are you posting it for yourself? No. Otherwise you would have kept it in your drafts.
That's a good point.
Everyone's a clout chaser. If you're on TikTok, if you're posting videos, you're a clout chaser. You can deny it all you want.
It's a reality check.
Yeah, and I walk into events. When people like want to collab with you, or they want to like, okay, why did you bring me in here today?
Because I'm chasing clout.
You want the views, you want the tag, and that's fine. That's fine. That's how it works. That's what collaborating is. Like, I do that to people. I see like who's relevant. I'm like, hey, like we're the same vibe. Like you're popping, I'm popping. Like, let's do something.
Yeah,
it's normal.
I think there's another aspect to it, but it is a lot about where the flow is.
Yeah.
Where the flow is going. But I look at social media as journalism.
Yeah.
In essence. It's like what is happening in essence.
Yeah.
And if anyone who can get onto what's happening as soon as possible, they get all the views, which comes with benefits. But again, it's just storytelling. Like back then it was just news reporters on the news, blah, 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 blah. Now TikTok's a more credible source for a lot of young people.
Facebook is storytelling. Twitter is storytelling. If you post a status, you're a journalist. You post something like yeah,
exactly. So if an alien invasion does happen, then we're good because everyone will just TikTok about it.
Exactly. But that's how news gets around fast.
Yeah.
TikTok. That's where I get my news from. Okay. It's not credible at all, but like I do.
What information do you try to get onto as soon as possible?
To be honest, I don't hop onto trends. I make my own trends. I am the trendsetter. No, I don't. I just do what I want. I do the skits that I want to do. Like if I find something funny, like I'll just do it. Like I find that if I look at other things or try to jump on trends, it's just a failure on my end. Like sometimes I'm not bothered to like be funny. I'm not, it comes naturally, but like, like I'm not bothered to like do a voiceover or something. So I'm like, oh, let me just put a trending sound. And then that video absolutely flops. So I'm like, okay, people they want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I just have to be myself. If I try to follow trends, it just does not work for me. So I have to do hard work.
Yeah. You have to do it yourself. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's how you started your first post. When your first post was a failure on TikTok.
Are you like? Do you want me to confirm
I'm
that?
doing the research. Your first.
So you're saying it's a failure.
It was a failure. You stated with you.
Yeah.
So you jumped on a trend for your first post.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So I thought using TikTok, I didn't know how to use it. I was forced to start making videos on TikTok, and I got made redundant from my job. I was stuck at home. I was like, okay, like. Fine, we'll do this TikTok thing. I thought you had to follow trends. I hated doing it. Didn't even know how to do transitions. Did it. It absolutely flopped. I was like, I'm not doing that again. So I just did my normal content, what I would normally post on like Facebook and Snapchat. And it went off. And I was like, oh, I just had to be myself. Okay.
Reinforcement, This was during COVID.
Yeah.
Why do you think COVID was such an important time for you to do that?
Mate, I loved COVID. COVID is when I thrived.
Really?
Because everyone is stuck at home, so they had no choice but to watch my videos. All they were doing all day is swiping on their phone.
That's why you liked it.
Yeah, so I was just always on the For You page. Yeah. Whether you liked it or not, whether you blocked me or not, like you just had to, like I got the view. So I just thrived off it, kept going.
Right. What I love about that, okay, the fact that you took that situation. You took COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're like, I could stay at home, blah, 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 get annoyed.
I mean, I could. I had to. Oh. We all had to. I had no choice.
I might have slipped up there. I have to stay at home. Yeah. So you turn that situation from, I'm at home, this sucks, to let's pump it out.
Yeah.
Do you remember that moment where it's like, you know what, let's go for it?
No, I don't. I was just making videos really late at night in my room. So if you watch all my first videos I ever did, it was still when the earphones were in and I was like whispering because I would film like really, really late at night and I can't obviously make noise in the house, like everyone's asleep. So like all my videos are whispering. Like I might as well have been an ASMR channel. That's what was going on. So when I scroll back, I'm like, how did people even listen to what I was saying? Like I can't even hear what I'm saying. And there was such bad quality videos as well. But I guess it's just what I was saying was funny or like relatable.
Yeah.
What was your question?
I mean, 2020, COVID.
Yeah. Do I remember
Do you know
making
that moment? Yeah.
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
No. I've just always loved making videos. I've always made videos. It was just that on TikTok it was noticed. That's it. That's the only difference.
Right.
I didn't start making TikToks like out of nowhere. Like I was always making the same videos.
So you just did everything that you were good at and you just transitioned to
on a different app. Yeah.
And that's where it popped up.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's something really cool here where you grew up, and I'm only assuming this, that you were alone, you felt alone during hospital.
Bro, I need like therapy after this session. He's like, I'm just going to assume you're alone and lonely. Like you were a sad child. I still am very much alone. I work from my room by myself. Like it is still very much the same. Okay. But different reasons why.
All right. And do you feel comfortable with that, with yourself doing that? Like, this is never...
I love it. Okay, there's pros and cons. Okay. Like, you have your own, I guess, flexibility. Like, you get to leave whenever you want, work whenever you want, whatever. Travel whenever you want, which is a really big thing for me. But also you're by yourself all the time. Like I've gone crazy. I've actually gone crazy. Like before this, you asked me, like, do I talk to myself? Like, yeah, I talk to myself a lot. Yeah. Like to the point that my mom thinks that, I'm on the phone to people when I'm in my room. Like I'm not always on the phone to people. I'm just talking to myself. Yeah. It gets boring. Yeah, it gets lonely. What am I going to do? All my friends have full-time work. And I don't know, like people tell me go to a WeWork space, go to sit in a cafe and work. I can't because I move around a lot. I'm so like this and I talk to myself and I film and I do this. I can't just sit with I don't know, but I miss colleagues. Yeah. I miss like having fun. Like I'm not going to have a work Christmas party. I need to get a job before Christmas.
Just to do that.
This is a real concern for me. I want a Christmas party.
Yeah. I mean, you can make your own.
I don't want to make my own. Everything is my own by myself. I want to be invited to a Christmas party. Can someone invite me? Do you guys have a work Christmas party? Oh I'll edit your videos.
To be able to. Oh, gosh. Yeah, but I don't think that's talked about a lot because, I mean, when you start something on your own, you've started it on your own. Like the key word is own.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. You got to love what you do and you got to want it that bad because if you don't, you're not going to succeed in it. You're going to quit. It is not easy work.
The way I'm looking at it is it's almost like you having that bowel disease actually helped you. Like
Call it IBD. Call it IBD.
Yeah. Just stating what it is. Okay.
But expose the
you had
I'm Veronica B and I have IBD. I am a survivor. Yeah.
I love that. Like it's a circle, we might as well start it.
I'm dying, yeah.
But yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But like, did it help you? Do you reckon those years where you had to overcome that helped you become a social media sensation?
No. I even tried to actually have an IBD page for just to bring light to the situation of what I was going through. And I made people laugh on it. Not that I had many followers, but it is what it is like at the time. I don't know if it helped me or not. I don't know. Okay. It just, because for me, living with it was my norm. So to me, it was just a part of my life. It wasn't like something I was carrying. It wasn't, I don't know, it was just part of my life. It was normal. Yeah. Just like how people have asthma, people have diabetes, people, whatever. That was just part of what I had. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I never see it as a big thing. Obviously, it is a big thing, but you got to normalize it.
And would you say that the fact that you normalized being in that condition, you're also normalizing how hard this is? As in social media, as in working for yourself and doing all of that?
I think so. I'm going to say I think so because people look at me and they think it's easy. because people look at what I do and they think it's easy. I get so many messages from like different creators, and I'm all for helping people.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's any reason to like gatekeep. I will share, you grow, you do, we're all in different paths, right? People would ask me for advice and stuff, and I'm like, I tell them, but I'm like, it's not easy. Like coming out with merch wasn't easy. Like I failed my first one, you know what I mean? Like I didn't fail it, but I learnt a lot from it, you know what I mean? Like there's obviously shit parts to it and good parts to it, but like building my website, I cried. I was watching YouTube videos endlessly, and it's still not a great website, but like it's good enough, but like it's not easy. Like you gotta want it so bad to be able to stick through all of this.
Yeah. There's definitely.
I host events. I do so much, and people just see it as like, oh my God, like you must have a manager. That's the first thing I get told. Who's your manager? You must have a manager. Like why? Because I'm doing all this stuff. Like, no, I don't. It's just hard work.
That's cool shit.
It's just gray hairs. I'm going to cry.
Yeah, there's definitely an underestimation on how difficult running a business is. I think there's a whole like entrepreneurship is so cool, you know, go out and do it. Which is, it's lovely, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a difficult part to it.
You would know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting a brand and making it like recognizable and people trusting in it, and like you want it to become a thing. You want to eventually have like your own, like this is your baby that you're growing.
Yeah.
Your own business.
Yeah. 100% agree with you when you say like you gotta want it. Like if I didn't want what I have now, it wouldn't happen. Like, why would if you believe in the universe or some external power, why would someone give you something if you don't want it?
Yeah.
If you were to give someone a gift and they don't want it, would you give it to them?
No.
Probably not. So if the person receiving it doesn't want it, why would they get it?
It's easier to give up than to keep going.
Yeah.
It's so easy to quit.
Did you feel like you wanted to quit quite a few times?
So many times. So many times. Like there'll be times when I don't get a lot of views on my videos and it's like stuck at a certain point and I'm like, okay, like this is it. This is the moment that like my time is done. Like I have to think of something else now. You know what I mean? Think of, I don't know, what am I going to do now? You know, my parents were right. Social media is not going to last. But then there's also times where it does get really hard and I'm like, how long do I want to keep doing this? And like for myself, like maybe I should just go work for someone. It's so much easier. I just get a salary. Then you don't have to like think too hard about this. But then, yeah, how much do you want this?
Yeah.
And I want it that bad that I just will keep going.
How much do you think you want it now as compared to when you first started?
I think, yeah, a lot more. A lot more now that I've reached that stage where I can now do the things that I've always wanted to do but couldn't do because I didn't have that platform yet. So now that I do have it, I'm like, I'm going to explore every opportunity that I can possibly do. And everything that seems too risky, I want to try it. I want to do it. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Could fail. And if it does fail, that's a story. That's a great story time. Could get views. I mean, people love to see the failure. People don't like to see you succeed. So it's more clout if you fail.
As well.
And talk about it.
Use it.
Use it.
Okay. Yeah, I love that perspective shift. It's like even if it does fail, it's a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I turn 80, hopefully.
Yeah.
God willing. I want to look back and say, I failed here, and did you know what happened? Like it was, bro. Like I talked to my grandkids, you know,
Yeah.
like look what happened. You know, I did this, I did that. Why are you scared? Look, you know what I did back then.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And I always talk to myself when I'm 80 years old. I know it's a bit weird. No, you talk to yourself now. I talk to myself when I'm 80.
Yeah.
And I tell myself, I'm like, okay, so I'm struggling through something right now. And I don't want to keep going. It's hard. I have to do 10 times the work just to do the same thing I used to do before because things have hit a plateau and I have to pick it up again.
Yeah.
Do I really want this anymore? Is it worth it? My parents are going to say blah, 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 get back to civil engineering as a Middle Eastern. But then I go, okay, let's talk to my 80-year-old self. And I go, what would my 80-year-old self tell me now? What would he say? And usually it always goes to just live. You have another, you're 22 now, you have another 4x of your life.
Yeah.
What are you going to lose?
Try it now. Try it now when you're more scared to, not more scared, but you can afford to be risky. Like later on in the future when like, you know, you have a family, you have a house, you have whatever kids, it's too risky to start something new and fail that. And then financially, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know if you're at home living with your parents, but I am. And I don't have to pay rent. I have a house over me. Like I have food. I don't have to worry about these things. So I can fail as much as I want right now because I have a backing. But when I move out, I don't know, you're scared. You need to have like a stable income. You got to pay your rent. You got to do this. So like now when you have the opportunity to fail and like fix it, go try something else, do it now.
It's massive.
It is though, yeah.
And you're like, I'm not saying you're old. I'm just saying you're a lot older than people who are younger saying that it's too risky or too scared to take the next step. Like if you were to talk to an 18-year-old or your 18-year-old self right now, what would you say as a 26-year-old saying, well, I've just lived 8 years above you. Look, I'm still taking risks.
I would say keep going because there was a time in high school where I stopped, year 11 and 12. I stopped making videos because it started to actually, people knew about my videos, so I stopped. Okay, weird enough, I wanted people to know about my videos, but as soon as they found out, I was like, okay, because people would come up to me at school, they'd be like, oh, you're going to make a rant video on this? Am I going to be in your YouTube video now? Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I just didn't like it. People were mocking me for it. So I stopped. And I wish I kept going because that was the time that everyone was popping off on Facebook. No one was doing it. And like I was one of the few people like in my school that were like, you know that one person at school that's like trying to be a model, trying to be a YouTuber, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at that kid, like he's trying to do this. Or look at him selling that, trying to be like a businessman. And now look at them. Now look what they're doing because they started that young. Like I wish I did not stop. I wish I didn't let it get to me. But then as soon as I left high school, I was like, that's it. We're going hard again.
That social pressure, overcoming it.
Because you're at school, you're seeing the same people every single day. So it's not like you're going to escape them.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And like basically you, if you were to continue at that point, it would have been this effect, but back then, would you say?
I feel like I would have gotten this a lot earlier if I continued because I had a momentum going. But I let people stop me. And I think it wasn't just like exterior people. It's not that I cared what they thought. It's just that I saw these people every single day. So it makes you feel like a bit embarrassed, a bit shy because you're the only one doing it. So obviously people are going to say something. People are always going to talk when you're trying to do something different.
Yeah. Of course, it's nature.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality you have now. Would you say because I didn't do it then, and now I'm like, oh shit. But
I don't let anything stop me now. I'm just like, actually, that's a lie. I still can't film out in public. I cannot grab my phone and talk out loud and vlog in public. I can't do it. Okay. That's why I only do voiceovers. I can't. I just get so shy. I get shy that people are watching me and like I can make videos and in my room and all this, I can talk in public, I can do all this stuff, but when it comes to filming myself, I just can't do it in public.
Yet.
Can't do it. Yet. I will one day.
There's hope.
Anyway.
Yeah. Your first post went all the way to the end.
Yeah.
All the way. And I mean, I looked at it and I cracked up a little bit. It's there's no gym for your face.
Where is this on?
It's on Instagram.
On Instagram.
All the way at the end. There
oh my God, you scroll down. I have 600
I know.
posts.
I was like traveling. I was like,
you could have given me a heads up. I would have like filtered through. God knows what on earth
so it's like all the way.
There's no gym for your face.
There's no gym for you. Do you still stand by that?
Yeah, there's no gym for your face. I mean, I guess you could get slimmer. I don't know.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay, well then if you scrolled all the way back then, you would have seen that I like had some sort of style that I was trying to do.
From the beginning, it's like you could just tell, oddly enough,
I was trying to do something.
This is where it's going.
Yeah. And this is where it didn't go.
Yeah, clearly. For some things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Yeah. You scrolled that far down.
I do my research. No, it's actually cool how like that vibe has remained that whole time. You are like from my perspective, it's just integrity. It's like you're just being the same person.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. Because I believe it, but like you can't say it about yourself because then you seem cocky. Okay. So when other people say it, I'm like, yes. They noticed.
I mean, it's what's working, right? It's what's working. You are being yourself.
Yeah.
You're being true to yourself.
There's no time to be different. Oh my gosh, people when they meet me in like public, they'll be like, oh, you're like exactly the same as online. I'm like, do you think there's like a facade? Like I don't have time to be different in front of you right now. Like
I got things.
I have things to do.
It's a good problem to have. Yeah. Okay. I need to know about Western Sydney.
Yeah.
I need to know about Western Sydney because.
What do you want to know about Western Sydney?
I grew up in it. Okay.
Okay.
But there's a big community, Middle Eastern community.
Yeah.
In Western Sydney, and it's growing like fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Middle Eastern community in Sydney can relate a lot to your content. Mm-hmm. Me included.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen at least multiple times in my life. All the stereotypes, all the stuff that you talk about. And I want to know if you think these stereotypes, what the pros are and what the cons are to having like a culture like that.
I love it. I love our culture so much. And some people think I don't like being a part of it because I like bring light to the stereotypes of it, right? I'm like, no, just have fun with it. Like you live in it. Like that's it. You can't escape it. You can't change your culture. So you might as well just like, I don't know, just have fun with it and see the humor in it. Pros and cons. Like there's pros and cons in any culture. But like the cons are probably what I would consider the stereotypes, what I create stereotypes about. And I don't know. I don't see it as like things I hate about our culture.
It's just things
I love the people, love the music, love the food, love the vibes. I don't know. Like I just.
Yeah. So you basically accepted it and this is it.
Oh, I never not accepted it.
Oh, okay.
Like I love where I come from. I love my family. I love I
love that. I think there's something that's going around. I don't know who started it, but it started about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's coined as the immigrant edge. And it's basically what it is if you come to Australia or any country as an immigrant, what it gives you is perspective.
Yeah.
The wealth is in the perspective. The wealth is in the mind. It's not in what you have as per se. And that perspective allows you to be a lot more resilient.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you don't have oxygen or you have minimal oxygen, you've been living in high altitude your whole life. All of a sudden you're like, you start breathing. And I see that in your story a lot. I see that in you not necessarily being social as per se or having that environment where you're always hospitalized and all these things going on and you were limited. And now that you're almost unlimited, you're just taking every opportunity and it's showing.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, I see that and I'm like, okay, you have that, but you also have the immigrant edge in a way. And it's just like a nice fusion.
Yeah. You know? I think I love making the stereotype videos because it just makes people, I didn't realize this until people were telling me like, they're like, oh, your parents do the same or like you do the same. I thought it was only me. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, my mom does that. And it made people feel like a sense of community. Like it brought people together. Like we are all the same. Like I like to make videos. I like to say what people think. You know what I mean? Like I do like the risky videos that people, like the wedding stereotypes of how much you're going to put in a wedding. Like you look around, you see like if it's expensive, like, all right, you'll put in a bit more. You know what I mean? Like everyone thinks it, but just no one actually says it. And it's just cool to see like everyone laughing about it. And I don't know, it brings people together, gets the conversation going and I like it. And a lot of other cultures can relate to my videos. I just can't say that. Otherwise, I get cancelled. So I just really heavily focus on Middle Easterns.
On Middle Eastern,
yeah.
General.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Before we finish, I need to know this. And that is, in this point in your life, who is your role model?
I don't have a role model. People always ask me this question.
Yeah.
And I don't look up to someone and say like, oh, I want to do what they're doing and stuff like that. In the past, I used to do that and it negatively like affected the way I thought. Because then you have like a standard you want to do. It's almost like you unknowingly, you try to copy them to be at their level of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like I would take inspiration. There was this one girl who on YouTube, she would similar humor, similar personality. I love the way she filmed. And I was like, oh my God, like I want to be like her. This is before I had like a platform. And I had it in my mind, like I want to be like her because we'd be friends in real life. So I kind of started to make videos like her, do stuff like her. And then it hit me one day. I was like, I am copying this girl. I'm like dead ass copying her. So I stopped and I was like, oh my God, stop it. Like just do what you want to do. Be in your own lane and like you're your own inspiration. You're your own role model. And just, I don't know. You just, I have my own dreams and what I want to do. And I'm just focusing on that. If I look at other people, my energy will not be 100% focused on what I want. I'm focused on what they want. That's their dreams, their goals. But now I see it in people that do it to me. I'm like, oh, so you're copying me. I'm your role model.
The great technique.
No, I'm joking. I'm not joking. Huh? No, so I don't have a role model, no. I do what I want to do and I just go hard at what I want.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
Where do I get my inspiration from? To do what? Like for my videos or?
Being your own person where you are basically, in a way, your own role model.
A bunch of people. I watch a bunch of people and like whether you're watching your YouTubers who do this or like, you know, mentors and like people that do like entrepreneurship, like there's so many people. There's not one person that I want to like live their life. Like it's just a bunch of people and I take a little bit of everyone. I'm like, oh, I want this for me. Like I want to do something like that. Right. And I just see how I can take that little aspect into my own life and make it work.
So you just use it as like data. Yeah,
there's not one person. I love myself. I don't look at someone and I'm like, yeah, I want to be you. Like, no, man, I love myself. Like, I want to be me, but just on a whole nother level.
That's massive. Like, okay, that is self-love, yes, but I'm not going to, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
Like that, but like I look at, say, like, like Zach Penner, I watch his videos all the time. I'm like, I want like that mindset when it comes to like health and fitness. Or like I'll look at, say, Rachel Dillon and I'll be like, okay, I want like whatever she has, like in terms of like whatever, her consistency, her determination, like, yeah, I don't know. My YouTubers, I'm like, oh, I want to like one day like be able to do brand and partnerships like what they do, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so no, you're your own role model.
Yeah.
You take inspiration from other people to get to the best version of yourself.
Yes. Oui.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So if that's the case, then I think this would be cool. If you could fast forward all the way to when you're 80, all the way. Okay. Imagine you're 80, you have white hair, but you put coloring on or whatever.
Yeah.
Dye. You actually have the same color. And you're talking to yourself now. What do you think if you were to put one sentence that 80-year-old self would say to you?
Good job. Good job. Like I did it. Like you did it. Because it's something that I wanted to do for years. I saw myself being in this position since I was in year 7, since I knew that I had the opportunity to do it. And the fact that I'm doing it now and I'm doing things that I never thought I was capable of doing. I've always dreamt of doing. It's like good on you. Like you're doing it. Like you push through. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do when I'm 80.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I'll still be hosting events. I'll be in Mykonos retiring. No, but like back when I was your age, I was on the TikTok. What are you on now?
You can actually say, so you're no longer going to be that older generation that goes, oh, back in my days, I used to do this.
I'm going to be that person on social media. People are going to be like, you're 80. What are you doing on social media? Like, get off. I'm going to be doing like partnerships with like Panadol and Panamax and like vitamin C supplements.
Aged care.
Gonna be like, hey guys, so this is my new favorite aged care facility. They feed you what I up for lunch.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would love to do that. I just, as like people would say like, oh, like when you have a family, it's going to be over. And I was like, no. I'm like, my kids are going to be like, that's my next series. I'm having you think I'm going to stop when I have a kid? No, I'm going to start doing baby brand deals. Are you kidding me? As soon as that kid is out, we're going to go into modeling. They're going to go for like, what is it? Pumpkin patch, if that still even exists. Does that exist anymore?
Pretty sure it does.
That's bonds. There we go,
something,
bonds.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. It's your life.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my boyfriend into it. I'm like, come on. I pitch him out for brand deals before I tell him. I need to get locked in first and then I tell him. I'm like, hey, listen, we're doing this video. He'll be like, you can't just keep sucking me into these things. And I was like, well, if you're going to date me, you got to like, you got to give me the clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be useful. I'm like, you have green eyes. Girls froth over that. I'm like, get in my videos now. I'm like, I need like sex cells. I'm like, you're a good looking man. Get in the videos.
Everything. That's it. Every part of your life.
I'm a creative thinker. Like I'm really good when it comes to getting clout. I know how to do it.
It's your job.
That's my job.
All right. I'm actually really interested to see where you go with this.
They're gonna be like, I'm actually really interested, like what comes out of this. how many shares we get from this podcast?
Look, I try to go deeper, right? That's right. Oh God.
This is so funny. I love it.
Yeah.
My bowel conditions on a podcast.
We gotta talk about it.
I love it. It's something that I never talk about. So yeah.
Yeah. At least we've spread some awareness on it, and it's cool to see where you are now and where you were and where it took you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
My mom's gonna be watching this. She'll be like, "See, I'm proud of you." I'm like, "Hey, now you're proud of me back then." It's hard because like doing something like this, starting your own thing, like you're not going to have a lot of support around you. Like they want the best for you. Your family wants the best for you. They want to see, you went to uni, so do a degree, associated with like get a job with that's going to have a salary, like a consistent income. Like, what do you mean you're doing your dreams and having fun and filming in your room and laughing? Like, no. But I stuck to what I want despite everyone telling me that TikTok is going to end, and I just did it. Yeah.
And you did it. And you're going to keep doing it.
I will keep doing it. Yeah. Until I get banned, I will continue to do it.
Man, honestly, thank you so much, Veronica, for
No,
coming on
thank
the podcast. Can't wait to see where you go. Do you have anything to say before you leave?
I think I've said everything.
I don't know. Exhausted it.
I'm sweating from all the conversational topics. I don't know.
Is there a question you wish I asked you?
You left nothing to ask me.
I did the whole research.
You've done the whole research. Every stage of my life has been like tackled.
Good to know.
No, but I honestly, I really love this podcast, and like I appreciate you for like bringing me onto it. And you're a really great host.
Of course. Thank you so much.
I love it. So I can't wait to see where you go with this.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. All right. Well,
Follow me and buy my merch.
It wouldn't be Veronica without that.
Next time, bring Aunty Salma in. Good idea, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the clout.
Yeah. Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Veronica B _, or on TikTok at _Veronica B _. There's just underscores everywhere. I don't even know if I said that right. Just type in Veronica B, it should show up.
Yeah. Oh, it did.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I know. I search myself.
All right. We're out.
That conversation was good. If you enjoyed it as much as I do, be sure to go check out more on Instagram, YouTube, and the rest of it, because that was a conversation. Until next time, be sure to connect with Honor.